Okay, I think so. Let me make sure. Finally, now it does. Okay, Streamlabs being stupid there for a minute. I've been trying to start this for like 5 minutes because YouTube was being totally garbage for like a good fat second there. It was definitely annoying. There we go. Talk of the human asses. What's up, dude? Streamlabs was being kind of bitch there for a minute. I've been trying to start just for like 5 minutes. Honestly, I started it for like a good 2 minutes, and I was like, why is there like this weird thing? Yeah, that I can't even really explain it. It's like the stop stream button was like circling or some shit. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just like fucking just restart this or something, because apparently it wasn't actually playing or streaming or anything, even though it said I was live. So Streamlabs said shit bed there for a second, but after restarting my phone like for 3 times, it finally gave in. And it wasn't even that warm today. How helly humid it is. Yeah, it is like kind of around here. It ain't that bad. It wasn't really that hot. You're right, but yeah, today though. It's smoking. So I'm gonna go drink on it. All construction causes me to sleep ass. The construction caused you to sleep ass? Construction? What was a construction going on in your neck of the woods? Alright. This is mostly a test just to see if you were there. And you are. There you go. They're still doing work on the roof of my building. I actually think the upstairs neighbor is doing work in their apartment because the noise continued after the workers left. Oh my lord, dude. Damn, rip. Hey. Paul? Also doesn't make sense that the rooftop work would be, or like, because there are 2 apartments above mine. Yeah, honestly, the construction work wouldn't really be, or at least it shouldn't be affecting you. So I'm assuming your neighbor is probably doing some shit then. He's just doing a bunch of work. He's probably taking advantage of the fact there's work going on the roof, and he's like, they can't really bitch at me if I, do work if construction's doing it, so whatever. Which, you would think they would at least time it so they're doing it when the workers are there. So it's not really as shitty. This is going on for some news and all that fun shit. prefer they do it later out and earlier so they can sleep. The neighbor seems to be doing it both early and late. So literally just all day? Okay, that's really annoying if it's literally all day like that. Department of Justice suing Texas over floating buoys in the Rio Grande? This is seriously the top news today. Department of Justice suing over buoys? All day though, inconsistent. Sometimes it'll be like 2 hours in between hammering. Huh. Yeah, that is kind of odd. You would think that there would, you would, like, they would at least, like, kind of try to get it all done in, like, one chunk of the day. I mean, I guess I could kind of get if there's, like, you know, some in-between, like, breaks or whatever, because they need to grab supplies or some shit. I mean, I would take a guess that's probably it, but if not, then, yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just, I guess, being weird. They're hammering doing less loud work like painting. Yeah, that could be it as well. Yeah. Either way, that's why, like, broadly, that's why I don't want to deal with apartment life. Because of bullshit like that. Ugh. I mean, if I do, just put me on the first floor. Like, I wouldn't mind people being above me as much, as long as, like, I could at least not have to worry about people below me. I don't, like, I'd hate to be in the middle of that shit. Like, someone who, like, I guess being on the top is a little better because you don't got people above you, but then you have to, like, consider people below you. And it's just like, bleh. Honestly, I'd prefer one of those, like, single-story apartments complexes myself, just because then you don't have to really worry about people being, like, above you. I mean, you still have to worry about being next to you, so to speak, but, I mean, it's not really as big of an issue. I mean, it still is, but... eh. And I don't want to deal with chores the artwork from a household. I'm too lazy to clean my place often enough. Well, I mean, like, you don't necessarily have to, like, go have, like, a full-on house with, like, full-on yard work and stuff. I mean, I got a house where obviously I gotta do yard work on it, but, I mean, with the way I have my yard set up, it's more of just, like, you know, like, you know, for the most part, just, like, you know, untended, just grass, really. That just kind of let be, you know, just do its thing, for the most part. I mean, honestly, the most yard work I really do is just rake up leaves, and that's really during the fall. Can't afford a duplex or some shit like that either. Yeah. Obviously, you gotta work with what you got. I'm just, like, spoiled. I'm spoiled with the ability of living in a house. Which, I mean, it sucks that it's like, yeah, I'm spoiled and privileged. But, I mean, it's true, honestly. I am on that. You know, for being a part of poor work class, one of the few things I do, you know, have that I can at least, you know, be like, alright. Have a duplex. I mean, a duplex is okay. I mean, I couldn't afford a house if I wanted one from I could afford maybe a condo, but I don't want one. Yeah. I mean, that's just kind of the shitty thing. Like, people are priced out of, like, you know, all sorts of fucking housing. Like, you know, people at my work, even though we aren't paid via minimum wage, like, we are paid dollars above, you know, at least a few bucks above that shit, for sure. Even, you know, in that situation, it's hard to fucking, you know, like, keep up with rent and stuff. Like, all my coworkers talk about, like, it's tough, you know, paying rent and shit. Like, one of them's, like, paying rent, that's, like, $2,000 a month just with the one job they're working, you know, at, you know, our department and stuff. And it's just like, the fuck? It's like, how do you afford groceries and shit? She's like, I just manage it. I'm just like, I'm sitting here like, the fuck? It's like, Jesus. Generally don't know how they do that. If so, 25, I'd be losing money working. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's how fucked it is. I mean, that's why labor has been such a rising tide, you know, lately, you know, when it comes to a lot of this shit. Because people are realizing how fucked they've been on this front. And it's so bad to the point they just can't even afford their basic necessities. Oh, come on, get in there, bitch. There we go. Some people are also really fucking bad with money. Boomer doing my work probably makes 33 an hour and is always broke despite not having big expenses. Well, yeah, there's definitely got to be people who are just, not, good financially when it comes to their money. Like, I mean, because fundamentally, like, I mean, there's, like, a lot of people that really probably should have learned better about financial, stability and stuff. Well, not really stability, but just, like, management. Just, like, better proper management of, like, their, fucking hell, of their different funds that they would have, and budgeting and shit like that. Guarantee he plays less rent than me because he has 2 or 3 roommates. Oh, well, if that's the case, then absolutely he's definitely paying less rent. I mean, if anything, he's probably just spending money on other shit. Which is all nice. I mean, I do that too occasionally, but fuck, can't do that all the time. I don't, as much as I want to. It's just one of those things where I know I couldn't. And honestly, especially if all the different shows I've been going to lately, that's already been kind of like skimming the barrel a little bit as it is. But I've just been letting this year being kind of like the fuck it year. So I've been a little bit more liberal about it, this time around for different things. Mostly for like other events and activities more so than just buying shit. For personal use. Well, I mean, okay. I don't even know what it blows money on and does travel drain. Our roommate has a bad gambling addiction, though, and he did used to go to Vegas every weekend back in his prime. So he probably gambles. That's his vice then. See, I like, gambling occasionally too, but which is about here at 450. That's a decent amount of personal use of marijuana, cash, and all that. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, realistically, out of my income that I have, I mean, realistically, I probably use and keep about, like, $700 about that. The rest of it goes to, like, bills and things like that. Or just legit necessities, like groceries and shit. But beyond that, like, the rest of it just goes into whatever, personal use shit, rainy day fun, whatever the hell. Lately shows. Concert tees and things like that. Unless it's like card game with friends or bets on Super Bowl or some shit. Hey, casinos. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't mind casinos, but, I mean, I much prefer gambling with friends or, like, kind of like more of like a, not like shady, but, kind of like the back room, smoky-filled back room, with a bunch of cigarillos, and you just got, like, your home bees, and,
Yeah, that's the bad,
Yeah, like, you're playing, like, Texas Hold'em.
Play cards with your friends.
Yeah.
They're punching it.
Yeah, instead of punching, yeah, exactly, yeah, see, that's, yeah. Like, see, that I definitely like.
I tell jokes to the machine, but it never laughs back at me.
No shit.
Until I lose all my money, then it's laughing at me.
I've been thinking about what if we got together for a barbecue at Silwood Beach. I'd be down for it. I mean, whenever you want to do it. I know Logan's been asking about, like, having, like, a little, like, warming party at his place. But he keeps moving that. He was supposed to do that this weekend, or this past weekend, but he got sick, and, so he moved it down. Honestly, you should just do it to, like, tomorrow or something like that, or, like, the next couple days. Just say, fuck it.
Bartender always frowns upon the fact that you fire up a great big old bowl. Playing the machine.
No shit, yeah, of course he would.
Your friends always like it.
I don't think Logan is going to be down. He's never down anymore. Well, that's what I mean. Dude, he really isn't. Like, and I don't even know what has been up with him. Like, he's just, like, trying to figure himself out, I guess. But, I don't, like, it seems like he keeps, like, you know, trying to do certain things, and then, you know, puts himself down, then tries to do something else, and just kind of repeats it a little bit. So, he hasn't shown up to anything since June. And I think the last time I saw him, when he was still at Domino's, when he happened to, you know, be driving by back doing a delivery or something. He honked at me, and it was just like, hey, what's up? And I was like, what's up? Because I was going on my break. And to help his girlfriend's girl, yeah. I mean, yeah, oh well. I mean, whatever. You know, he's doing his own thing. He's got his own shit going on, so. He goes out every day, but it's just never down to hang. Yeah, he's not you, dude. Like, he goes out all the time. Like, he's just got a job lined up to be a school bus driver. So, he's nothing like you, dude. I mean, in that sense. Like, honestly, if anything, I can honestly see him, like, low-key, kind of, like, not in a... Like, not in a, like, saying this in a bad way, but I do think he would probably, like, kind of fuck on you a little bit. Like, just being blunt with that one. Like, I mean, you know, that's just him, you know, but, you know, like, if he were to do that, I'd just be like, well, you know, like, fuck you, bro. I got to kind of stand up for you a little bit on that, but it's gonna be making hella cash in all 31 hours, pretty fucking good. That really is. And also, I'm pretty sure if he's a school bus driver, he's going to be a part of the Teamsters union. So, you know, he might actually be able to join up with the Teamsters. Don't deserve to be fitted. Guess what? You got a white knight right here. So fuck off. I doubt it, maybe. Do you usually get fuckity with employing school bus drivers? Well, from what I understand, like, there's at least, like, just because I, you know, on my work shirt I have union pins on them and stuff, I've had people mention, like, hey, I like your union pins, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And, every now and then, there's, like, a few people that are, like, retired school bus drivers that live in the area. There's at least, like, 2 or 3 that I know of. And, you know, they said that they used to be Teamsters when they were school bus driving. So, I don't know. I mean, like, he could be doing it for Portland, or I don't know. Like, you know, so maybe he's going to do it for, like, some Portland school districts. So maybe they're a little different, but I'm not too sure. I really don't know how, like, their whole, you know, shit's gonna work out. PPS's union, apparently. Okay, so if he's, you know, so if he's with them, then, yeah. I mean, I imagine that North Clack school district also is, too. I wouldn't want to be a school bus driver. Too many brats and not enough of weight control and Falcon sued? Oh my god. I mean, I agree with the first half, but there are definitely ways to control them or deal with them without getting sued, my dude. On the bus days. Back in my day, we burned. Dude. Bro. I had air conditioning in school buses, and guess what? They sucked balls. The AC in those school buses barely work, bro. You basically might as well just have the window down to hope you get a good draft of wind. That's what we had to work with, because the AC sucked. I lived close enough to bike to high school, luckily. Same here. Like, I took the school bus, like, from freshman to sophomore year, but once it was, like, junior, senior year, I just said fuck it and either rode my bike or walked. Because it just took, like, 25 minutes to walk to school, give or take, or something like that. So I just walked it. Or just rode my bike. I mean, one or the other. Just depending on my mood, or if I was running late, or whatever the fuck. But that's just what I did. Because fuck it. That's kind of what got me into just kind of riding my bike and just walking around all the time, too. Those seats were ass destroyers, and those buses always smelled like ass. Yep. And also, like, straight up, you know, fucking, like, there's no seatbelts. And honestly, why in the fuck are there no seatbelts on a school bus? Like, I've heard there's some reason to that, but is that even really a meritable reason? Supposedly, it's just like, you know, if a school bus gets in a wreck, then, like, it's actually more likely for kids to get hurt if they were seatbelted in or something. I'm just like, one, that sounds like bullshit, and two, it's a school bus, and three, like, shouldn't you have them in seatbelts anyway and just, like make the seats themselves better? And, like, it just seems like there's some issues with that. School's 20 miles away. Well, dude, okay, if someone told you to walk to school and it was 20 miles, that's unrealistic. Oh my god, I'm missing a lot of chats. Hey, ignore, I was watching one of actual Jake's streams and he was watching Blair Wright. Someone coined the phrase transgender transphobes. Cousin Blairs. Oh, Cousin Blairs. I like it. Stopped watching Jake after he dunked his inner health for no reason while doing the sex cult stuff. Dude, what, you know, I've noticed this. Like, Xanderhall is on, like, okay, I feel bad for Xan on one hand because, like, I mean, it's, like, you know, he has been accused of some legit heinous bullshit that is not true. And also, it's just, like, on the other hand, too, it's like, Xan is also, like, immediately willing to just be like, nope, and not really, like, you know, affiliate or talk to anybody that might be, like, associated with people like that. Like, he doesn't want to go on, like, Leftist Mafia, even though the guys on that podcast, like, Dave and Mike, like, pretty much all of them besides Lance, you know, have pretty much openly said, yeah, we want him on. We would love to have him on. You know, so it's just like, I mean, you know, but despite that, because Lance is on that podcast, fucking Xan won't do it. And it's just like, come on, you know, it's like, and honestly, I feel like, you know, they could probably have a, you know, back and forth with Lance or something like that, and probably would be fine, you know, and they can hash that shit out directly. But whatever, I don't, you know, pay enough attention to the drama to give that much of a fuck. I just think it is kind of scummy about the shit that was, you know, accused of Xan, for sure. But I don't know who was all part of that, nor really give that much of a shit. I just, you know, think that, you know, like, it's his personal business at the end of the day. And frankly, I mean, what happened, you know, with him was fucked. I mean, so, you know, at least, you know, with what the details were, you know, released of. You know, at least what is known. Like, cause his ex was, like, an abusive shitbag and financially, like, took a lot of money off, you know, out of him while he was doing streams and shit. Like, it's kind of a reason why he's kind of in his financial predicament in a way he is. He's not, like, terrible. He actually just moved up to Washington to kind of be, you know, closer with Dean Mama and, you know, Vosh and shit. So at least has a little bit more of legit social support instead of being in fuckhole Florida. Because that's literally where he was before. He was in Florida. So I think if I remember, I think he flew to Los Angeles where Dean Mama was doing a whole West Coast trip, picked him up, and just started driving all through, like, the western states, you know, from, like, California, Arizona, Utah, Oregon, just checking out all the different places and the sites and shit, you know, for Xan, so he can kind of check out the West Coast and stuff before actually, like, moving. So I sold my soul to leave the cell. Well, I mean, hey, I mean, it's like, it is kind of cool to see a lot of these younger YouTube make waves and shit. But at least, you know, there ain't gonna be the last wave either. And the thing is, there's people who are honestly older that are making waves. You know, Demon Mama's, like, older than you, right? She's like 35 or 36. And she looks like she's my age. When I found out she was, like, in her, like, 35 or something, I went like, what the fuck? I looked at her, and, you know, obviously I was talking to her, but I was just looking at the stream like, she's 35 or 36 or something. It was something like that. I'm just like, no way. I was just looking at it. I'm like, no way. She's certified MILF status. I mean, apparently she's in her mid-30s, yes, and she looks like she's in her fucking mid-20s. She looks like a decade younger than she looks. I mean, which obviously is a compliment. I mean, I guess her demon energy keeps her youthful. I mean, you know, she does call herself Mama anyway, Demon Mama, so, I mean, she was already certified MILF status a while ago. Yeah, there's also like, and also Mike Figueredo and David Dole, for example. They started around the same time back in like 2014. Haven't really been like a big thing up until like the last like couple years and shit. And and like, both of them are in their fucking 30s too. Like honestly, a lot of lefty progressive style YouTubers and shit, if they're not like, Zoomer types, like, their early 20s or, or something like that, they're like cuspers or millennials. Like in their straight up, like, mid 30s, early 30s, or like, like, somewhat late 20s. I knew her somewhat before she started her YouTube career. I kind of did too. Because, she, like, she was doing her stuff mostly on Twitch, but she would release a lot of her stuff on YouTube. And I would just watch a lot of her stuff that she uploaded from YouTube and shit. And we ran into each other. Oh, yeah. She was floating around in the Twitchverse. I'm pretty sure I ran into her a few times, too. I don't think she ever ran into my streams when I was on Twitch. I think because at that point she was doing her thing, but... Yeah, like... Yeah, I remember, seeing her at different streams and shit. It's fucked up tonight, but what if as soon as Venom leaves south, suddenly a bunch of progressive policies pass through those states? Yeah, so we decided the policies we had before are dumb and changed them. Dude, that would kind of suck. He goes to, like, a blue state, and they stay relatively the same, but then, like, these red states just make, like, massive progressive, like, swings out of nowhere and actually become better than the already solid blue states. Dude, that would fucking, like, just be like, what the hell, bro? I'd be like, hey, move back. I'm going with you. Unfortunately, I don't think that would happen. But how a one-on-one with Insurance Socialist, and she actually is really trying to stop being tanky. I mean, I will admit, you still kind of play around with that occasionally. But I do think, obviously, you're being, joking with it. Sometimes I'll admit it gets kind of hard to really decipher that, but, I mean... I get that you do keyed. I mean, someone needs to quell my rebellious anarchism. I mean, being tanky. Well, yeah, I know you mean it. Well, the thing is, even when I first, like, met you and you were watching my shit, you kind of were a little bit. But even, the thing is, I kind of played around with it, too, at the time. But I wasn't really, like, set leftist on anything specifically yet. Like, I kind of, just identified as, left or, like, progressive, but, would also kind of, like, branch around with, like, really pretty much all sorts of shit. Obviously, it's been narrowed down, but, for a while there, I mean, I was just kind of, like, broadly progressive left or something, yeah. I mean, I still am, honestly. I mean, broadly, but... I mean, if you want to get down to nitty-gritty specifics, I mean, that's been honed down, too, at this point. Screen test. Oh, you want a screen test? Well, no, it works now. Well, oh, there we go. See? So I told you it would eventually work. I definitely consider myself a statist socialist, but not tanky anymore. Well, I mean, being someone who's like a statist doesn't necessarily mean you're a tanky, though. I mean, it definitely wouldn't necessarily make you an anarchist, because an anarchist is someone who's against the idea of a state. Well, at least the current concepts of a state. I mean, anarchism isn't, like, necessarily inherently the utter total abolition of a state, or at least the philosophical idea of anarchism. I mean, you get anarcho-kitties that are like, fuck the state, abolish all states, and just, like, go no further than that, but, I mean, realistically, it's more about the minimalization of, state, minimalization of hierarchy, and, maximization of egalitarianism within a state. So, basically, at least a TLDR version, it's just, like, instead of having, like, one leader, and then, like, another set of, like, like, other higher-ups, admins and execs, then you got, like, other administrators, and then you got, like, the, commoners and stuff like that. But, do I understand I somewhat disagree with? Well, I mean, I don't know, I mean, like, it's, I mean, it just kind of depends on like the flavor of anarchism, because like there are a lot of different schools of thought of anarchism. In my, at least, general philosophy of anarchism isn't the total abolition of a state or government either. I mean, I call myself that, but I'm not like, fuck all governments and the state, and, just as a concept. Like, I don't agree with that. And that's where I at least, differ from other anarchists, at least, from more radical versions. I definitely got some very idealistic, positions for sure, that are, definitely out there, but, I mean, it's like, I'd say at least they're a little bit more sound in comparison to a lot of others. Anarcho-capitalism can burn for all I care. Well, that's just like another word for fascists, basically. I mean, a lot of anarcho-cap kitties, like ANCAPs, I mean, if you really listen to them, a lot of them are just basically like crazy fascists. Have you said anarcho-communists, anarcho-socialists? Start a furry Antifa Alliance Council. The logo should be a wolf of the Antifa flags. I mean, there already kind of exists one. Well, not literally. Well, I mean, the thing is, Antifa, like, at least as, like, an idea, is also kind of like an anarchist idea. Like, there's no real, like, cohesive, organized national structure to it. And there are, plenty of furries that are definitely anti-fascist to the point where, yeah, they do go out of their way and do anti-fascist praxis type of shit. I know a few of them, and I'm being one. I know I'm joking. Lol. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, while you are joking, there is a little truth to it, but the thing is, like, I mean, like, 95% of furries are basically just, like, like, either queer as fuck, progressive as fuck in some way, or at least, like, liberal to some extent. I mean, that by proxy tends to kind of make them anti-fascist to some extent. So. Hey, Bubby. What's up, Papa? What's up, Bubby? What's up, Papa? Y'all sluttier than church girls, and they slutty. I know someone at BMW would be down. What? What, for like... What? For what, threesome purposes or some shit, dude? Like, I, could find somebody out here on my own if I really wanted to. I just choose not to, because I just, don't care too much about that, at least at the current conjuncture. Unless someone literally just threw themselves at me, it's like, embrace me. Then it's like, okay, fuck it. No pun intended. It's not gay, it's three-way. I mean, well, the thing is, like, a three-way isn't inherently, well, I mean, the only way a three-way is gay if, like, either the two dudes in the three-way are fucking, each other or one another or something in the format, or, like, it's just three guys. Like, I mean, I suppose there's the whole, like, qualm of, like, oh, what if, like, the balls touch? Like, if you're doing, like, anal and vag, like, one of you, y'all tag team and, those ends, because they're both going to be kind of near the same area. So, it's like, and honestly, I mean, you play with that fire. That's what I say. I mean, you're just playing fire when you go that route. I mean, if they happen to, I don't say it's gay, I just say that you just take that gamble. I mean, it's like, hey, for the pleasure of, having the chick and getting her DP'd, I mean, that's just a gamble you take. I'm down for it. No butt banging me well, see, like, that would be kind of gay. I mean, see, that would be gay. If I was butt banging somebody while they were eating some other chick out, or they were fucking a chick, that definitely would be a little gay. I mean, not entirely, but at least a little gay. Ignore needs to just go to Castro District of San Francisco. Dudes were hitting on Tyler like crazy. Like, they like out-of-towners. Oh, especially someone like me? Oh my god, they'd fucking love me. Hair all fabulous. I'm a furry. Definitely a degenerate. Got a kinky side of myself. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I already know that I would kind of probably literally get eaten up and out. Probably be ignored. Nah, you wouldn't. I fucking doubt that shit. Dude, if you had a wingman with you, oh, you would not. Dude, if you and I, bruh, you and I would fucking, like, go to San Francisco in the Castle District. We go to one of those gay bars. We wingman each other. Ignore where's the tail to the gay bar. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, now you're just giving me some extra ideas. Yeah, why not? Dude. Like, if I'm gonna get someone to hit me up, if they're a furry, that's just another plus. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with that. If they're also a furry, that's just another positive and just like a, oh, okay, sweet, I like this person more. Just fucking weird Labao. And I'm here talking about how I would literally be like an openly kinky furry at a gay bar. Okay. And you're calling yourself weird? I'd be your wingman. Oh, dude. Dude, Rose can too. I mean, he probably would feel uncomfortable at the gay bar, but dude, he could just like, hey, just pretend that you're taken and just be like, but hey, I'll make the dankest of food for everybody. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Ignore, isn't that weird? Yes I am. I got some weird shit in my room right now, dude. No, I would literally just throw wings at people. Just start throwing wings at people. You get some wings, you get some wings, everyone gets some wings. Be the Oprah of wings, dude. Rose Goku is a little gay Vegeta. Okay, maybe there might be just like a pinky sliver worth. He's like Scotty, has the pinky's worth of gay in him. I feel like everyone's at least got a pinky's worth of gay in them. You don't find a man that many times without turning a little gay for him. Burnt wings means rejection. Buffalo is a date. A 6 not guaranteed. And Sesame is straight to the hotel. Well, there's no burnt wings in those pictures, so I think you're gonna have a hard time with that one. It's fight sexual. Yeah, they're fight sexual about it. Sesame wings are amazing. Dude, they are. Dude, you wanna know what's fucking fire, though? Nashville hot wings. I mean, I wish I could get the OG Nashville style from, like, Tennessee, like from Nashville, like, type of wings, but, dude, we at least get, like, the sauce packets, you know, of that type of sauce. Oh, my fucking god, dude. It is so goddamn good. It is the best spice, dude. Outside occasion, best spice. Oh my god, I love it. Like our spicy chicken tenders, or Nashville chicken tenders. Excuse me, I'm vegan. Frost to tofu. Call me a hypocrite, but I love sweet and sour and sesame chicken. How's that? Oh, how are you a hypocrite? You just at least, you know, have a door that's open to enlightenment when it comes to at least some food. Jones says chicken is amazing. Teos? That's not how, well, like, that's not how it's spelled, but I've heard people say it like that. Oh, okay. Honestly, like, I mean, I don't know, what's the original pronunciation of Jones So? Because honestly, I've always, you know, like, heard it predominantly be called Jones So's chicken. But I also hear Jones Sao, Jones Su, Jones Tiso, Jones Teos, Jones Su, you know, like, I hear a lot of different, like, pronunciations of this. I've heard it say, like, Sao, Jones Sao. Yeah, I've heard that, too. or Zao's. Yeah, see, yeah, like, it's just what I mean. Like, I've worked at, Safeway for, like, goddamn near 8 fucking years here. And, like, out of all those years, I've never heard anyone really actually, like, say it, like, the same way as somebody else. Like, everyone's got, like, a weird little different pronunciation of shit. Like, I've literally seen some people look at the sign for it, be like, the general stuff there, the general TSAO something, what, I've had people be, like, goddamn borderline illiterate looking at it. Which I don't know if it's because they actually are, or they just are looking at it wondering how the fuck to actually pronounce it. I really don't know. Maybe both. Because, goddamn. Any Chinese place I go to for chicken puts shrimp in their house fried rice. Oh, fuck yes. Dude, that sounds awesome. Shrimp fried rice? Man, dude, you're like you really are an outlier with this shit. I always ask for no shrimp and they always put shrimp in it. Yeah, because you're a fucking heathen and they don't serve heathens and they're gonna treat you like a fucking enlightened gentleman. Like a citizen. And put some shrimp fried rice in that bitch, bro. Like, I mean, yes. I mean, just, dude, get a little bit of that, like, soy sauce up in that bitch, a little hot mustard. Oh my god, you got yourself a fucking snack right there, bro. Sounds good. And you're all like, I don't want this. Likes the shrimp, though. Well, as far as I know, shrimp's okay for dogs, so whatever. This is the only time I'm glad in order to find. The customer wants no shrimp. You must have misheard. Give him extra. Exactly. That thing's been going. The thing I done. Oh, was this the meme you were trying to send me earlier? I think I remember this from this morning, but our screen was being stupid. But also, I can't zoom in on it because Threads is dumb and won't let me do that, I guess. I guess I could do it like this. So we got Threads, and then got Twitter over there, drowning, I guess. Is that supposed to be MySpace? Tumblr, Facebook. Oh, that's MySpace. So wait, what the hell's that? What's that then? That's Hive? I've never heard of Hive. I've not heard of that before. Nasty shrimp? Oh my god, you are... I don't want to ever have to meet any individual that just, like, cannot stand shrimp and thinks it's fucking nasty. Shit, I forgot about Mastodon. God damn it. Well, isn't Mastodon, like, still relatively, like, kind of going right now? It's still a thing. I don't like seafood, ignore. Well, you're weird. Be a regular human being, enjoy seafood, damn it. You understand? How do I... What? I said enjoy seafood and be a regular human being and like seafood like a... instead of being a fucking heretic. You unhinged menace upon society. Venom will never eat one of his own kind, you deep-blood bastard. I also eat peanut butter, but like Reese's. Which is chocolate-covered peanut butter! So you don't hate peanut butter, you fucking... you actual unhinged freak. You know what? I guess, you know, from when Venom said earlier that, like, I'm more weird than me, or, like, I'm more weird than Ignar, this is honestly probably, this is why. This is how he's more weird than me. It's like, when it comes to food, you know, I always, you know, I forget that. Like, I always think about, like, other aspects, you know, like, sexual degeneracy or whatever the fuck. I don't really think about, like, food, because I'm, like, a normal person and enjoy things like flavors and spice and food. And this guy over here eating just like a carnivore diet like Jordan Peterson. Maybe has a potato sometimes that's just like raw from the ground. I haven't had that much degenerate sex. Well, me neither. But I'm still a degenerate, filthy pig dog when it comes to my sexuality. Like, I mean, goddamn. I mean, I obviously over embellish it, but I mean, you know, hey, you gotta trigger the conservatives, dude. I mean, you gotta make sure they freak out about everything woke. I mean, degenerate in Western civilization crashing before their eyes. Most of mine's been missionary. So is mine for the most part, I guess, too. Or on the side. Or doggy, I guess. Like, I mean, that's pretty typical about, like, how most people's interactions go with that. Like, very rarely do, like, you know, the extra level things happen unless, like, you got shit, you know, for that. And if your partner's even down for it. So, there's also that, too. Got, like, you know, some mutual consent and benefit stuff that, you know, is going on with this. I mean, come on now. I want to get weird, but I want to make her vanilla as fuck. Honestly, you just gotta pretend you're a Christian and go to a church, you know, woo over one of those church girls, and then just, like, unleash. Because, honestly, they'll just let you do it, okay? Like, because they honestly want it. Like, they want, like, because they're all, like, you know how those church girls are? They're fucking, like, deep down degenerate and want to, like, explore literally every kink possible because they're sexually repressed every way till Sunday. I'm also being a little hyperbolic. This is not for... This is a very insane generalization of broad magnitudes. Don't, you know, like, think it's all absolutely for fucking fact. Can't stand past it long enough for a religious girl. You wanna know what I do? Earbuds. Phone. I tune it out. I don't give a fuck. Dude, I mean... I stopped going to church on a regular basis around, like, 13 or 14. And even then, around, like, when I was, like, you know, 12, 13, 14, I stopped giving a shit. Like, I just had, like, headphones in and just, like, had it underneath my shirt and just kind of, like, was kind of sitting there listening to music and just, like, was using the church's Wi-Fi. Like, I only went there to hang out with some friends, you know, talk to people and play games. Because they have video games and stuff. That's all I was there for. It was something to, you know, kill the weekend with. And at a certain point, I just really stopped giving a shit because my, you know, like, because half the time my mom would always have these little dinners, you know, after church, you know, with her friends, and would literally be there for like 2 to 3 fucking hours at a restaurant talking and shit. And I'd have to be there like, I want to go home and play a game now because I'm done. And you can't do anything besides just sit there. And it's like, fuck. So at a certain point, it was mostly because of that shit, I was like, fuck this. Like, there ain't no way. And plus, I got, you know, too old to, you know, join the youth churches anyway, so I'd have to go to the adult one, and you know what? Fuck that especially. Like, I mean, there ain't no way in hell I'm doing that. Consume. Consume what? What do we got? That's why I might stay on land. Imagine one of these. Oh, basking sharks and whale sharks? Well, they're actually harmless. Like, these guys don't eat big things. The reason why they got their mouth all big like that is because they eat, you know, like shrimp and krill and stuff. They're actually relatively harmless to people. They don't fuck with you. Oh no. Yeah, they're really gentle. Yeah, they have no interest in hurting people. In fact, sharks overall are actually kind of misunderstood anyway. You can't stay up late. You have school tomorrow. Also, parents, why keeps it up by having 2-hour conversations with their friends? Yeah. Parents like to have louds. They kept me awake at night as a teenager. Oh my god, I really felt bad for you. I'm so glad both of my parents were too old for that to be a problem. My brother probably had to deal with that though. See, it was the opposite. I had to deal with arguing every now and then. Yay. And sometimes those were pretty intense. I've talked about those before. Oh my god, you've heard your own mom say that? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. What if Venom hears? I want him to. Well, evidently his mom don't give a fuck. Evidently his mom was wanting to hear it, wanting him to hear it. I want Venom to hear us. Fuck me, daddy. Slap my ass. Yeah. This explains so much yet so little. Dude, I mean, my god, this is honestly like a revelation about like Venom's upbringing that I just kind of like did not know. And I also partly feel bad for him. I mean, goddamn, dude. The tops, you know, honestly, I heard that when I was 8. Oh my god. Oh man, I'm so glad my parents are too old for that shit. Well, I mean, they really weren't, because apparently how my parents found out about 9/11 was literally because they were fucking and then their TV was like timed so it would turn on at like 8 in the morning or some shit. Well, they were fucking and then like the first thing that popped up was the news talking about how one of the towers fell. So they immediately stopped and decided to tune into the news. So that's, you know, so, you know, they were still active, but at least I was not old enough to remember that shit. The only reason why I know that's because my dad's stupid fucking mouth would talk about that every now and then like it's some badge of honor. Because he's fucking weird. Honestly, my dad is more of a fucking weirdo than I am, dude. There was some shit about my dad that I just never wanted to know about, but I now know about. And I just don't want to fucking know, and I just do, and it's just like, what the fuck? I mean, like, I'm honestly glad he's not, like, he's not in here, because, like, if he was, he would lay it out. He wouldn't give a fuck. The old man literally got no shame. I'm actually being really serious with that. If 3 times, then never again. Thankfully, I never heard them. Oh, that just means that he was fucking horrible in bed, dude. That just means that he was bad in bed. That just means that at least your dad slayed. He was able to slay the poo-ting, bro. I mean, because honestly, like, I mean, if she's all like, fuck me, daddy, slap my ass, with your dad, but with stepdad, you don't hear anything, and she only fucked him thrice, and that was it. He did not put out at all. Oh my god, that sad fucking fop. That really explains a lot of his insecurity and a lot of his, you know, internal rage and his fucking far-right extremism, because he's got literal small dick, bad, you know, like, flop dick energy. He's got, you know, like, dysfunctional dick energy going on, dude. Damn, bro. Well, I'm going to redact myself in the other... Well, I mean... Yeah, I am going to do that. You know, but at least, you know, it does explain a lot of different things, you know, going on here. According to Mother, he can't get up without watching... Rape fantasy? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Oh my god, that really shows, dude, that is some degeneracy fucking freak shit, bro. Like, oh wait, what? That's part of the episode. Wait, what? And I was pouring all the oil, and as I was pouring the oil on her bosoms, that's when the towers fell. Or straight fantasy murder shit. Fantasy murder shit? Dude, Bill's really fucked in the head, dude. I already know you knew that, but like, bruh. See, all I have to, you wanna know what gets me off? Is that I see a dick and balls, or I see, some boobs, or I see some pussy. Well, in a very sexualized way, or some shit. Or like some lingerie on, lewdly being presented or whatever the fuck. See, why can't, somebody, just, like, have that as their way of getting off? Because, like, I mean, it ain't that hard. Like, 90% of humanity is able to do it. Why can't you, Bill? Yeah, why are so many Bills weirdos, dude? Dude, I mean, he's just... Like, he's like a great example, honestly, of a motherfucker that legitimately, one, should fucking never have guns. Two, should pretty much, like, be institutionalized to some extent, frankly. Three, is, like, a result of, obviously, some sort of insane trauma of abuse. Lack of proper education. Like, it's just like a symptom of pretty much like a, it's like a direct indictment of America. Like, he's basically, like, the result of what America puts out in its worst form. So, I mean, it's just fucking pathetic. I guess you could say he's truly American-made, ain't he? It's one way to deal with the homelessness. Should we plan to cut all homeless people in half? Oh my god, damn. The Conservative Party of England, dude. We will literally cut every homeless person in half by 2025. The scam has begun. Good. I hope he has all of his money taken away from him. And he lives on the streets, so at least at the minimal he won't hurt anybody else besides himself. If he still has things and material, shit, then he could harm other people, and that would be bad. I tell you, sells this place to give us our money. Well, by the time all this shit happens, I'm saying that's y'all gonna be long gone. By the way, make sure he does not know where y'all are fucking going. Don't have him try to backtrack or anything. In fact, it'd probably be a good idea for your mom to change her number and shit, by the way. I don't know what he's capable of, but considering the shit they've told me about him, it's just probably good insurance. And plus, I got someone in my own family that is a little fucking insane. And, and honestly, it's just like, in some part, I certainly got a good reason to have, like, my shotty and my AK at this rate. Because if my uncle shows up, for any fucking reason, I ain't really gotta have no qualms about, like, at least, using at least, equal force of his ass. At least make it clear that we don't want him around here. I'll give him one fucking warning. It's like, and that will be the only one. If he pushes it, that, like I said, it's strike one, you're out. So either use that strike to go out, or I will make you go out. And trust me, he does not want me doing that. Doesn't have any laws and you can't smoke back. So I remember we learned throwing knives. Well, I'm just saying, dude. You can still, get a firearm if you want. Like, I mean, the thing is, like, as long as you don't got a medical card, they ain't gonna exempt you. I don't have a medical card. And even then, that wouldn't necessarily stop me anyway, because Oregon doesn't enforce that law anyhow. I mean, actually, I think it's on the books that it's not punishable. And I'm pretty sure, actually, if I remember, isn't there like a federal court that actually ruled that, like, you know, at least in legal states, you know, recreational legal states, you know, it's an infringement on Second Amendment right to prevent someone just because they smoke marijuana to purchase a firearm and stuff. So someone that happens to smoke weed can legally, you know, at least based on that right, and at least with that court case, you know, could legally own a firearm and smoke weed. For owning a gun, smoking weed. Yeah, which I do think is bullshit. At least especially recreational states do think that is unconstitutional and it's a little loophole they need to fucking stop doing. Because I do think that is a little bullshit. Because frankly, I trust people, you know, smoking weed and owning guns more so than meth or any other drug, frankly. Or alcohol, frankly, too. I trust people being high off their goober, you know, with a firearm in their safe more so than any other substance, frankly, if I'm just going to be blunt with that. I mean, just because, like, honestly, what's a stoner going to do? Watch some stuff on YouTube or, you know, Netflix and chill, get the munchies or something? Like, they're not going to really think about getting their gun and shooting it or something. They're going to think about munchies and other shit. Like, I mean, they're not going to give a fuck. Well, I mean, because I don't. I mean, I haven't really thought about, you know, firearms in a while. They're just chilling over there. I haven't touched them in a fat minute, frankly. Which, you know, considering, you know, I'm kind of, you know, might go back out in the range, at least, you know, keep them, you know, nice and used and christened, you know, but, I mean, I haven't touched them in a while. So, it's just like, I mean, being a major stoner, it's obviously, I think my point stands, right? Like, I mean, I don't, you know, like, I'm less likely to use these fucking things just because of that. I support getting rid of it. That's pretty illogical. Yeah, it makes more sense if someone has a history of being an alcoholic to probably prevent them from owning a gun versus someone who has a history of being a stoner. I mean, it's, hey, at least Rip understands it, I guess. I mean, like, the thing is, I don't even necessarily think, you know, him and I totally are far off about our positions on this when it comes to regulations of firearms. Though, we definitely have at least a little bit of a disagreement on some stuff. I mean, I'm just obviously a little bit more, you know, proactive about the idea because I own them too, you know, but Rip obviously doesn't, but I don't care, that's fine. I'm not going to force him or some shit. If anything, it's like I'd actually would trust, you know, him being like around them even if they were owned by somebody else just because, you know, I know that he would avoid it or like be like, you know, like a crane or something like, you know, super finicky and barely would even want to look at it and type of shit, you know, like he would avoid the area type of thing. Like I know how he is around them. Which actually, you know, hey, that's not a bad, you know, gumption to have, frankly, all intents and purposes. Because, frankly, in America, there's a lot of dumb fucks. Even I, personally, even for me, I kind of have that. Like, because, like, there, you know, depending on some people, like, that I know may or may not have a firearm, that I know has on them, and they're being kind of dumb with it, I get that, like, that kind of get this fight-flight urge of, like, either I want to step in and stop them or run away. Like, because I'm very fucking finicky about shit like that. I mean, you know, it's like, because, you know, I'm somebody that, you know, wants to garner respect when it comes to that firearm, because it deserves that. Like, it's not something to fuck with. It's not something to treat as, like, just some willy-nilly plaything, or some useful, like, you know, or, like, something useful for some sort of, like, massacre and shit. I mean, that's abhorrent. I mean, that's not what they're, you know, like, okay. I mean, obviously, when it comes to a gun itself, they're designed to fire and do massive damage on the target it's shooting on. That includes people, too. Obviously, that, you know, with that in mind. But, like, I mean, besides that, at least especially with these days, considering how there's so many different outlets when it comes to firearms, like whether hunting, target shooting, competition, all that shit, like, I mean, there's a level of respect that, you know, comes in with that, and anyone fucking off from that, you know, like, really needs to be restricted away from that shit and treated as a fucking idiot and someone that really shouldn't be around guns and made fun of for it. Because there are definitely a lot of people that are really fucking stupid. And honestly, there's a lot of people on YouTube, on like the gun, like, you know, YouTube channels and stuff, that honestly act like legit dipshits sometimes. I'm just like, what in the fuck are y'all doing? Like, holy fuck. Not like the big names, but like, you know, like at least on like YouTube shorts and shit, you'll get like some random little smaller channel or whatever. And some of those motherfuckers will just straight up just be stupid. Like, finger on the trigger, pointing it at the camera, which is also, like, you know, right here, which is at themselves or something. You know, shit like that. It's just like, oh my god. Like, I get an aneurysm looking at that shit. And it's just like, this is why we do legitimately need regulations on that stuff. Because I'll never be against that stuff. I do think there, you know, can be a healthy way of doing that without, you know, totally, like, revoking, like, you know, something like an AK for target shooting or something like that for someone like me, because, you know, I like doing that. I mean, you know, but, you know, like, it just, you know, in a lot of ways takes a total restructuring of the culture as well. I mean, because there really needs to be an enforcement of, like, of cultural respect, like, because there honestly was in this country for a while. Like, I mean, for example, like the NRA, when it first was a thing, like, was actually based on the idea of, like, teaching people how to safely, you know, be around firearms, how to operate them, and not be stupid with them, and to properly, you know, like, safely, you know, use them and shit like that, and know the rules about, like, what to do and what not to do and all that shit. Up until around the 70s, when the NRA became a gun lobbyist organization, for a while, that's kind of what they were doing. You know, so it's like, I mean, there was a culture for a while where that used to be the case. But until around the 70s onward, that changed very significantly. And it's been like that since, and it's only gotten worse. And there definitely needs to be a rebalance on that one, for sure. I mean, if anything, you know, when it comes to, like, guns, it's more or less, you know, something I'm kind of like a centrist with, because, frankly, I don't think it's necessarily left or right issue, and I don't necessarily think, you know, going full, like, lib left, you know, ban everything or whatever the fuck is, you know, or, like, you know, being heavily super uber duper restrictive on, like, literally every tiny little fucking thing is gonna, you know, be, you know, necessarily doing good. But doing full ANCAP fuck all regulations, my right to have literally a fucking, like, David Crockett nuke or whatever the fuck. It's just like, I mean, you know, it's like with that shit, it's like, no, that's insane. You know, it's like, to me, I feel like there's at least, you know, this gray middle area where it's like, you know, we can regulate this shit, you know, to where we can minimize stuff. Because there's plenty of fucking European countries where they do have legit high gun ownership, like Switzerland and all these other countries, and yet this is not an issue. So, obviously, you know, like, there's a cultural element to that, and there's also regulatory elements to that. So, obviously, you know, we can get this shit done and have it done right, but there needs to be just like a legit societal shift and push towards that. Go far enough left, I can already get guns back. Well, you know, like, wink wink nudge nudge, that's kind of what I believe. Also ban dipshits from owning guns too. Yeah, because if someone shows to be irresponsible and kind of a threat either to themselves or other people, you know, then yeah, they don't get them. Switzerland is one of those countries that are actually relatively pretty liberal because they have, you know, when it comes to guns, well, liberal in the sense of, like, well, I guess conservative for American standards, but, like, you know, they're pretty open about that. Like, I mean, because there's, like, the idea of, like, you know, the people's militia and shit. Like, in times of war, like, the, you know, people can basically use their houses and, like, the local countryside, pretty much like everything else in between, to pretty much be a literal fucking fortress. Like, Switzerland's pretty much, like, not just a country, but literally a fortress. I mean, like, so, like, I mean, they're pretty much, like, the European version of, like, you know, America's, like, behind every blade of grass is a gun. You know, like, I mean, they're, like, the European version of that. Like, I'm honestly legit. Did you hear Switzerland wants to ban neutrality and join NATO? Well, I mean, that would end an era of neutrality that Switzerland's had for a long, long, long time. And frankly, I feel like, you know, if there's anything about Switzerland that should be the status quo, it should probably be that. They've maintained that for literally hundreds of years. They should probably keep it going. They got a pretty good rep with that. I think they got a pretty good high score. I like it. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe they can have like a specific clause for them. It's like, we'll join NATO, but, you know, we're kind of exempt from, you know, anything that isn't defensive. So, if, like, yeah, it's maybe they could add certain clause for themselves or something. I don't know. But they should keep that neutrality rep going. It seems like they've done them really well, you know, all intents and purposes, so. And honestly, the only reason why they're saying that now is really just because of the fucking Ukraine war going on, shit. I mean, so, and the thing is, like, is Russia really gonna fucking go after Switzerland? They probably got, like, some business interests that they had going on for a while, but not anymore because of, like, the war. So now, like, you know, a lot of oligarchs are actually kind of mad at Putin because of it. And if anything, I imagine it'd probably be the opposite. By alliance tends to make one joint alliance. Well, Switzerland's being one that's maintained neutrality. I mean, it's just like, you know, at that point, you would think that it would just, you know, it's like you got, like, a buffer. I mean, in a sense, it's like, hey, we don't have to really get in their affairs. We're surrounded by them, but as long as we don't fuck with their affairs or join in on their affairs, I mean, we don't have to really deal with it. I mean, you think it'd be kind of interest, I guess, different. Well, yeah, but the thing is, you can look at it from different perspectives. I mean, you could look at this from different ways. I kind of look at it from, you know, more of a benefit to kind of, you know, keep neutral with it. I see us join a security pact. Well, I mean, yeah. I just think, you know, you still have that indirectly just because they surround you. Alright? Like, I mean, if you're basically surrounded by NATO, then, you know, and basically don't really meddle in their affairs or join NATO or anything like that, just stay neutral, then, I mean, you pretty much relatively stay untouched, you know, given whatever circumstances may happen. Unless, like, a literal fucking mad doctrine nuclear war thing happens. Then, yeah, they would definitely get fucked. But, like, beyond that, well, they'd just be kind of sitting there peachy keen. But, I mean, also, there's pros to joining, too. So there isn't build-up around you. Well, like I said from earlier, Switzerland is like a fucking fort. No one dares invade Switzerland. Not even Hitler invaded Switzerland during World War II. Kirk said a quiet part loud. Between abolish and ICE and defunding police, it seems like the only government programs the left wants to cut are the ones that make Americans less safe. Kirk posted this and quick could delete it. Abolish and ICE, defunding police makes Americans less safe. Oh, he read. Oh, he has certain things highlighted in red. Oh my goodness! Wow, not surprised. Hitler, why don't we invade Switzerland, Hitler? I mean, we could, but they have a lot of bombs in there, like, you know, a lot of the bridges and stuff are mined and have bombs. Literally everyone there has guns, you know, and the Eastern Front is, you know, really bad right now. Like, that's just not a good idea. Let's push the kids into razor wire on the Rio Grande. Pushing kids into razor wire on the... Is that what the whole, like, weird buoy thing was earlier? I saw something that was on the top news on YouTube saying the Department of Justice is suing, you know, Texas over some buoys on the Rio Grande. Was that what it was? In a fucking razor wire? Oh my fucking god, dude. Hold on. Ugh. Oh.
A few days ago that I needed to talk to you guys about. This is in USA Today.
Kyle. We need to talk. We need to talk, Kyle Kalinske. You boy band looking fuck. You got this American flag behind you, but why do you have the blue? Can we stop with the blue? This makes it looks like a Blue Lives Matter flag, dude. But just like an extra level of like blue. Like, can we not? Can we stop? Can you make this, like, green or some other color? I thought you liked the color green. Why is it, like, bisexual blue, but, like, with this American flag and make it look bad? Stop. You cannot rep the bisexual lighting. Just go stick with your green lighting, buddy. Stick to your green.
Came out a few days ago that I needed to talk to you guys about. This is in USA Today. They say leaked emails allege Texas patrol agents were ordered to push migrants into the Rio Grande. What we know. So the specifics get darker and darker, to be honest. Let's go through it. Texas border control policies are being heavily criticized after a state trooper said employees were told to push migrants back into the water of the Rio Grande when they reached the American side of the river as part of Governor Greg Abbott's border security initiative. The criticisms come...
Can we just say that Greg Abbott is a fucking Nazi that deserves to get literally pushed into the fucking Rio Grande? Like, I'm just gonna be blunt right now. Like, take his wheelchair fucky ass and just, like, push him right into the Rio Grande. And specifically off of, like, one of the parts of the Rio Grande where there's a fucking cliffside. In Minecraft.
Reports were published late Monday.
All content satire, YouTube.
Newspapers, quoting an email sent by one trooper from the Texas Department of Public Safety and backed up by another that migrants' lives were being put in danger by Abbott's Operation Lone Star. According to a January press...
Which, honestly, like, considering the dangers of crossing this fucking border... like, is insane. Like, do you all actually kind of realize how fucking deadly the U.S.-Mexican border actually is? It's not because of people, it's not because of cartels, it's because of the environment. Like, regionally, dotted all throughout the fucking Mexican-U.S. border is deadly as fuck. It is nothing but barren wasteland, basically. Very rarely any water. And you think the Rio Grande River water is going to be good to drink? No, it ain't. Like, you would have to boil that and filter it and all that shit, which, you know, they certainly got no supplies for. And there's coyotes, there's predator, rattlesnakes, there's there's things in the environment and in the wildlife that could fucking kill them. The sun, like, you know, itself can kill them. Like, I mean, and this is what they have to fucking deal with once they actually try to cross the fucking border. It's like, oh, no, you get pushed back into the river where you potentially could get drowned or something.
Operation Lone Star had led to over 340,000 illegal immigrant apprehensions and more than 23,000 criminal arrests, with more than 21,000 felony charges reported since the program started in March 2021. Here's what we know about the situation in Texas so far. You see this here? They put up like a bunch of...
Oh, so this is about... Okay, like, the reason I keep mentioning the buoy thing, maybe it'll be up here. Like, because somewhere in here will be like something about top news, I think. Which I guess it isn't. I guess you're seeing all my recommends. Oh yeah, right here. There it is. Department of Justice suing Texas over floating buoys in Rio Grande. So this is what it's about. It's because of this shit. And by the way, fuck you, News Center of Maine, for, like, you know, not actually putting a good headline over this, because I was really confused about why buoys. Like, what? I was like, okay. It's also like a 30-second clip. So, fuck you for, like, basically not really telling some details about this. Because I've seen some buoys here, so those are what those buoys are for. So that's what that's about. So the Department of Justice is suing Texas over this.
Barbed wire on the top of the buoys, and this.
Wait. Let me look at the. Oh my God, it is. Like, I'm actually looking at those ones. I looked in closely, dude. There is. Oh my God. There's raised wire not just on those, but on the actual shoreline. And on these, yeah, it's on top of these. Dude, bro, bruh, it's razor wire, not barbed wire. I know it's razor wire. Razor wire is different from barbed wire. Razor wire is like this thin wire that you're seeing that's all twindled up like this, that actually you can see them. You see all those little gray little like specks or whatever the fuck? That's the razors. Like, they're basically kind of, like, intertwined and attached to the wire itself and are literal, like, razors. Like, you know, you would, like, shave with, basically. They're just big and meant to be attached to these instead. Which, you can imagine, slice and dice you the fuck up.
Prevent them from
And honestly, way worse than barbed wire, because barbed wire is just wire that is twined up in little barbs at the end of them, which is hence barbed wire, which honestly it's just like these really sharp points, you know, so while it hurts and, you know, you can get gashed up and shit like that too. And really, in a way, it's honestly not as bad, because if anything, barbed wire just sticks to your clothes more so than anything else. Like, it will cut you up, but it won't really fuck you up like razor wire will. Razor wire will fuck you up. You don't want to be near that.
In an email to his superior that he supports the aims of the initiative, lifted several incidents in the Del Rio area in late June and early June during which migrants were distressed. Those events included injured children, a pregnant woman who miscarried, and many others not given water or proper medical care despite intense heat.
And I wonder why that woman miscarried. Probably due to dehydration, health complications, due to fucking, I don't know, traveling a fucking desert for days on end. Probably that, and all sorts of insane stress. I wonder how that happened.
Also noted that 5 migrants drowned in the river.
Oh, and also, like, state troopers made a few of these fuckers die and drowned them. Yeah, maybe not directly, but as far as I'm concerned, you know, the state of Texas just murdered 5 fucking people. What I just heard. That just sounded like, you know, the state of Texas is complicit in 5 fucking murders. And Greg Abbott being directly involved in that, considering this is his fucking policy. This guy's a Nazi. Piece of fucking shit.
And that others were injured by the razor wire installed by Texas along the Rio.
Still telling that there aren't federal charges against Abbott and Co. unless the federal government's fucking useless. Well, I mean, the Department of Justice is suing Texas. I mean, I don't know what the fuck that, you know, has, you know, for worth. I don't think, you know, it has any real fucking merit, but, I mean, there's something, I guess. But, yeah, the fact that this is another thing. This is why I think, you know, Biden's another fuckbag worthless shit. Like, if anything, it's just enabling a lot of the fascistic, you know, rise in this fucking country to a slight degree. Because where the fuck is he, you know, when it comes to the, like the federal law or, like, supremacy clause and shit like that? Like, you know, because when it comes to, like, Florida, Texas, and all these states doing all this crazy shit, like, he can easily use the supremacy clause to crack down on this shit and stop it. Like, he easily could. It's already there. It's been there since the fucking foundation of this shit. Like, it's there for a fucking reason. Like, so, you know, when a state goes a little overboard, then, you know, the federal government could put it in check. That's the point. So, you know, like, hey, Biden, why don't you drag that up a little bit? Because that'd actually be, you know, something fucking useful, wouldn't it? And the thing is, no one really talks about that either. No one really ever mentions the supremacy clause. But it really is, like, it's an actual thing. It's there. And what? But Biden just can't do it? Is there some, like, decorum or some shit? Fuck decorum. You know, do some executive order or some shit to, like, you know, expand on the supremacy clause for all I give a shit. You know, like, make it, you know, make that shit, like, goddamn totalitarian as far as I fucking care when it comes to these states. I mean, fuck these, you know, insane fascist motherfuckers. Like, they need to be cracked down on. Like, because realistically, I want the Reconstruction era to come back. We need to do some Reconstruction 2 Electric Boogaloo, I tell you what, brother. Because, I mean, my God, I mean, these motherfuckers need, like, you know, some federal, like, oversight for quite some time. As far as I'm concerned, they lose their state right privileges until they can actually enlighten themselves, you know, to the actual fucking generation. Until they can actually, you know, be a part of the modern society at this point. I don't blame the people entirely, but they all at least, you know, some part and fall for it. And they need to catch up a little.
And, quote, I truly believe in the mission of Operation Lone Star. I believe we have stepped over a line into...
Yeah, the feds want to crack down on weed. To me, states have it legalized. I mean, they wouldn't be using that, you know, for some shit like that. They force states to do it. States want to cooperate. And they would have to send the military, which that would be political suicide. Even for my idea of Reconstruction 2 Electric Boogaloo, even I wouldn't necessarily send the military in there. Because obviously that in itself would be political suicide. I still think there needs to be like a reconstruction, but honestly, I mean, yeah, like it, sticking the fucking military down there like it initially, they couldn't even stop illegal weed in DC. Yeah, marijuana is legal in District of Columbia, and they don't even enforce that. Well, they don't enforce the federal law there. Like, basically, like, because here's the thing about marijuana on a federal law, when it comes to it being Schedule 1. That is basically just something that is, like, that has been there since, like, the fucking 30s, or, like, since the 40s or some shit. And, frankly, has not been changed, and no fucking, president is bothered to really give a fuck about changing it, because it's basically a part of the status quo. Because especially considering, even Democratic candidates and shit, or Democratic politicians, they're more in favor of the cops in the prison industrial complex, and they make a lot of fucking money on the idea of marijuana being a Schedule 1. So, when it comes to the lobby dollars, they're going to listen to that. So, the only main reason why is just because of the fucking money in the lobby. When it comes to the PIC in this case. I mean, it's really just that. I mean, like, fundamentally, when it comes to, like, these legal states, they just see those as, like, well, we lost one, I guess. Well, better just keep enforcing it in these other states. Like, I mean, that's pretty much how they see it at this point. I mean, because, realistically, it's just a fucking losing battle, and they know it. Even there's even Republicans that are, against the idea of illegal weed at this point. So, I mean, it's realistically just like how much, money are they willing to, like, like fork over to these politicians, for them to keep their tune. Because depending on where the money's going, they'll change their position. And they have. It's also even clear if the feds will win in court. The Constitution doesn't mention drug law at all. Especially if conservative court, they would rule drug laws falls under the 10th Amendment. Yep. Yeah, and with current court right now, which they also do not give a fuck about doing anything about either, we can't rely on the court. So, this is why, honestly, executive power needs to really kind of, like, there really needs to actually be an unironic Dark Brandon. I know it's a meme, but can we not make it a meme and be a real fucking thing? I mean, that would actually be nice. I hate how these fucking politicians, whether Republican or not, or Democrat or not, regardless of what side they fall under, they, like, never do anything up and basically till, like, the last little bit of their term. Like, I mean, whether they're, like, not an incumbent or are an incumbent. Start legally if they wanted. Well, I mean, they could right now, technically, but that's not their focus. Their focus is on queer people, specifically trans people. I mean, realistically, marijuana is not, like, something on the federal focus, whether Democrat or Republican. It's not their focus. I mean, overall, they're focused on other shit. Do you even know the Supreme Court posts legal weed? Yeah, I mean, that too, I guess. I mean, we don't know if all of them, are against it or support it. I imagine the new one, Ketanji Brown Jackson, is supportive of legal weed, but I imagine someone like Clarence Thomas isn't, but I don't know about the others. I mean, Kavanaugh might actually, surprisingly, may be pro-weed. I mean, he's like a fucking fraternity college jock, bro. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised that dude smoked weed. It's honestly, every now and then, those conservative weirdos will throw curveballs. Like, Antonin Scalia was in favor of flag burning. He defended that as a protection of free speech. So, every now and then, even these right-wing conservative freakos can probably, like, throw a curveball like that. Ketanji Brown Jackson is probably yes. Yeah, Thomas no. Coney Island is probably no. Not sure about the others. Yeah. Kavanaugh is, like, I actually would think, as a Republican, he would probably support it. At least on a medical level. Of course, I expect nothing than sober living bullshit from them. Sober living. Well, they're fucking hypocrites, okay? Like, I mean, don't expect anything but sober living from them because they're hypocrites. They don't even live sober lives.
Trooper Nicholas Wingate said in an email to a Texas Department of Public Safety sergeant. We need to operate it correctly in the eyes of God. We need to recognize that these are people who are made in the image of God and need to be treated as such. In a follow-up email, Trooper Brandon Tinsley corroborated...
Okay, that just sounds like an insane thing. It's like... I mean... This cop basically is like, we need to basically act like we're, you know, operate correctly in the eyes of God, because the person says, wait, so, okay, so this trooper basically saying that, like, so he's like a Christian freak, but at least for partially good? It's like, I truly believe in the mission of Operation Lone Star. I believe we have stepped over a line into the inhumane. We need to operate it correctly, and we need to recognize there are people who are made. Okay, so, like, as much as he's a religious fucking weirdo, like, he's at least saying, like, hey, yeah, borders are a thing, and obviously we should enforce that, but can we maybe not treat them, like, inhumanely, and, like, you know, and also fucking, like, yeah, not treat them like pieces of shit?
Now, Trooper Wingate is the author of this recap, but together we discussed its contents, and I fully co-sign the message. In other words, law enforcement officials who are tasked with, you know, enforcing these new rules, they say, hey, from what I've seen, this is barbaric. This is savage. This crosses a line. I am pro-border security. I am pro-law enforcement, but we have dehumanized these people, and we're egregiously overstepping very basic humanity lines here. Injured children cut on that razor wire, a pregnant woman who miscarried, and many others not given water or medical care despite intense heat, 5 migrants drowning. I mean, this is as bad as it gets, man. I mean, I guess it could get worse. I guess they could just gun them all down. But you know what?
Well, they want to. I mean, do you think Greg Abbott wouldn't, you know, make that order? Because he would.
See the story, you think, we're not that far away from something like that happening. Credit to these law enforcement officials who have, like, a basic moral compass. They're like, hey, man, I'm in favor of a secure border, too, but this crosses a line. How has Governor Abbott responded to the allegations? In a news release Tuesday afternoon, Abbott insisted no policies have been implemented that would lead to the mistreatment of people attempting to cross without legal order.
Obviously, that is insane bullshit, and he fucking knows it.
So how do you respond to the cases that they brought up? Are you going to bring up the cases specifically? No, you're not.
In the current, that is the opposition is. That's about the opposite of security. Well, yeah, because this isn't about security. Well, I mean, like, I'll grant maybe this, like, Nicholas, whatever the fuck, you know, like, dude, you know, who was, you know, being like, yo, what we're doing is fucked up. Because maybe he just thinks, like, hey, we should just put him through a process and, you know, like, actually, you know, have him properly, you know, transported back and this and that. Like, he probably thinks there, you know, should be a legit, like, humane decorum, you know, to the whole, you know, fucking process. Which, I mean, is better, but I don't think, you know, them being deported and all this other bullshit, you know, should still be happening. But at least, you know, he, you know, at least, you know, for, you know, some of these troopers being like, this is fucking insane, what are we doing? Like, and kind of calling this out and shit, like, at least, you know, it kind of gives a sense of, like, you know, even to some of these people that are, like, pro-border and shit like this or whatever the fuck, I mean, there's at least some that have a sense of humanity and think, yeah, well, obviously I don't want to, like, you know, abuse them and this and that, or, like, cut them on razor wire and shit. I just, you know, think they should go for the proper process, which is still fucking shitty and they're fucking idiots and, you know, it's like, whatever. But, like, I mean, they at least, you know, look at this and are like, what the fuck? And some of these dudes are out there and being like, whoa, holy shit. And you know what? Hopefully that honestly kind of changes their mind about this a little bit and realizes that, like, yeah, what we're doing when it comes to, like, quote, border security is fucked and it ain't what they think it is. Like, what we're doing is legit fucking inhumane. I mean, like, and honestly, I like, especially when it comes to a lot of my idealism, like, I'm just, you know, against borders, you know, period, frankly. Like, you know, but obviously that ain't going to be anything achievable anytime soon, but hence why I'm idealistic about that. But nonetheless, it's just like, I mean, it's just fucked. It's just insane. And you know what? And it's like, at least as far as I'm concerned, yeah, they should probably at least be, you know, like, gathered and stuff. But guess what? They should be like, all right, well, here, since you're here, let's get you for the process then of, you know, being a citizen or, like, getting refugee status or whatever the fuck you need. You know, because, hey, you're here now. Like, I mean, that's how I'd approach it. It's like, you know, because, goddamn, I mean, you trekked through fucking desert, nearly died and all the shit anyway, so at least we could do is fucking, you know, like, give you at least some sort of a process and an outlet here. I mean, fuck.
Going to make a broad comment and override it. No order or directions have been given under Operation Lone Star that would compromise the lives of those attempting to cross the border illegally.
Except for the 5 that drowned and died in the, you know, woman who had a miscarriage. Yeah, except for them. Fucking scumbag motherfucker, openly, knowingly lying like this.
Safety and Texas Military Department continue taking steps to monitor migrants in distress, provide appropriate medical attention when needed, and encourage them to use one of the 29 international bridges along the Texas-Mexico border where they can safely and legally cross. The release was a joint statement from Abbott, Texas Border Czar Mike Banks, Texas Department of Public Safety Director Steve McCraw, and some other schmuck. Meanwhile, the Texas Department of Public Safety spokesman Travis Considine said the agency's Office of Inspector General was investigating the allegations. I'm sure you are. Bro,
yeah, bullshit.
Shocker here, but it turns out we're actually, like, really cool and great and stuff. No big deal.
Yeah, like, we did an internal investigation and we realized that we were actually innocent. So, you know, nothing to see here.
See you in court. Abbott responds to DOJ border lawsuit warning. So the DOJ stepped in and said, look, we see what's going on here. This is illegal. This is not allowed, and we may have to sue you over it.
And actually, not only are they saying may have, they are. They are suing over it now. So the DOJ is now, I guess we have an update, you know, pre-watching the video that they are suing, you know, the fucking Texas government over this shit. You know what? At least, you know, that means that they were aware of this and investigating it. So, I mean, like, are they actually gonna fucking do something about it, though? Or, like, I mean, are they just gonna sue and investigate and just have it go to court and, like, you know, just drag it on and this shit continues to happen? Or are we gonna do something about that? Guess fits aren't worthless after all. Well, I mean, yeah, like, I mean, they're not entirely worthless, but goddamn, they're pretty close to it. Right now it would be disaster. Well, that's why I said, like, earlier, I'm idealistic about that. Obviously, right now, that's not achievable, but, you know, that's why I'm, you know, like, when it comes to a futuristic idea, yes, I'm an advocate for it. I mean, so... You know, like, but that's just me. But either way, like, obviously, as it stands right now, that's not achievable. I mean, I do think it can be attainable in a futurism, idealistic sense, but that ain't it right now. I mean, I'm definitely well aware about that. I mean, I might be idealistic, but I'm also, you know, realistic, too.
Justice plans to sue Texas for deploying a floating barricade at the southern border, according to a letter to Texas Governor Greg Abbott obtained by Politico. So let me pause here to point out there's already been a Supreme Court case with similar facts where I believe it was the state of Arizona wanted to do their own border protection and border security. And I believe the Supreme Court said, no, this is the federal government's priority. It's a federal border. So they get to determine border policy. And Arizona didn't like that, but that's the rule of law. And so a similar thing here where Texas is like, we're going to do our own thing. And the federal government's like, look, if Congress didn't pass a bill that was signed by the president that says the way we're treating the border is we're going to have a floating buoy border with barbed wire on top, then you can't do that. Like, you can't put this up. You can't leave it there. And, you know, if the previous cases are upheld, then the federal government would win this case. Abbott's response is, quote, I'll see you in court, Mr. President. In his Thursday letter to the DOJ said...
Wow, dude, Abbott is actually going to fucking challenge him? Are you serious? Dude, fuck Abbott. Oh my god, I hope he gets ousted from fucking government, dude.
Lawful construction of a floating barrier in the Rio Grande River and asserted that the barrier might impede the federal government's official duties. The letter did not address any migrant-related concerns at the Texas-Mexico border.
Dude, the federal government should literally get some, like, fucking, like, patrol boats on the Rio Grande and just, like, literally start, like, you know, destroying these buoys, dude. I'm not even kidding. Fuck it. I'm actually being serious. I'm unironically. Like, get these, like, you know, get some federal government, you know, boats patrolling that Rio Grande, and then just have them, you know, fucking, like, just take out these fucking buoys. Like, you know, and destroy them. You know, like, that's straight up. Like, I don't mean just, like, you know, contain them and just, like, hold them off. I mean just straight up destroy those things. You're never going to get U.S., Saudi Arabia, China, Russia, Israel, etc. agree to it. Well, yeah, as it stands right now, we're not going to. Care more about just climate crisis, universal and make American cities more sustainable. Well, yeah. I mean, and the thing is, at least when it comes to the climate crisis, that's going to require international cooperation. So, I mean, to some extent, you would have to get the U.S., Saudi Arabia, China, Russia, Israel, etc., to agree to something like that, which would require international unified efforts, which would be, cross-border cooperation. I mean, if anything, climate change is going to be something that will eventually, kind of force us a little bit to have to unify to some extent or another, and those who don't will basically die, honestly. I mean, I'm just gonna be fucking blunt with that. Like, they would collapse, they would die, and they would honestly, become victims of, the climate collapse. While those who cooperate and, stand together and internationally, try to, soften the blow, will at least, have, things and material in place, to try to mitigate these problems. And will hold out. Maybe not all of them. Logistically ridiculous? I don't necessarily think so. I mean, thing is, as it stands right now, or even in the next, 50 to 100 years, yeah, I don't really necessarily think it's realistic concurrently. Or, like I said, in the really short-term future. But in the mid to long-term future, I think it's possible. I do definitely think that, especially when it comes to things like climate change, I mean, that's going to really kind of, force that hand a little bit. I mean, at least when it comes to regional unification, I mean, we already kind of see that already when it comes to, more, unified, kind of regional governments like the EU, for example, right? So, I mean, we're already kind of in early steps towards something like this, but it's just that, it's, some that takes time. Which I recognize. Basically needs much more idealism. Well, yeah. I mean, I care about both. I mean, I think, to, especially get a lot of, the, good that comes, into reality and stuff. I mean, it comes from, a lot of people that tend to be pretty idealistic. I mean, you kind of need a little bit of the idealist, in a sense, when it comes to this type of shit, in my opinion. I mean, I'm a little bit of both. I appreciate idealism a lot. I mean, obviously, because, I consider myself an idealist to an extent, but I'm also realistic, too. And especially when it comes to the current reality, yeah, there's different focuses right now, for sure. Especially when it comes to our current government and our current country, because if we want to get to a unified world, we need to kind of, fix shit here domestically, that's for sure. It's something that takes a while, and, we ain't really gonna get there, fucking, trying to fix everywhere else without fixing our own selves, right? It's, we gotta look at ourselves domestically before we, really start tackling that bigger picture. I mean, because frankly, we're starting to kind of forget how to, cooperate with each other as a fucking government and as a state right now. With all the different fucking 50 states as it is. Especially with the story that we kind of, getting stun locked on, off and on with. Because, I mean, at least here, we need to kind of, start focusing on this again. Because before, America, at least, or the U.S., kind of starts taking, not really a role, but at least, some sort of, position on that, it needs to fucking fix itself. Because, we've been fucked up for a long time, and goddammit, it's about time we start changing shit. And actually make America great. Not again, but for once. Because honestly, even the idea of America was built on idealism, if you really kind of think about it. I mean, idealism just kind of runs in the, idea of America a little bit, in the American culture. If there's, one thing about America that I do believe in, it's, this kind of idealistic fervor that a lot of Americans do tend to have. I mean, and I'm definitely one of them, for sure. I mean, so, I don't know, at least for me, if there's at least one thing I can appreciate about it, it's that. Just because, I mean, a lot of, at least the good things historically that, have come from, Americans or America, have, really, if, propped up a lot of their abilities and shit, not just because of, like, money or this and that or whatever, but just due to some idealistic, fervor of just like, I want to do this thing, or I want to see this as a result, so I want to try to get to that. And they just did it. We literally maybe have 100 years until we fry, and that's being generous. I mean, sure, but that's just for a good chunk, of the planet thing, for the most part. But the thing is, like, that just depends on how we react within the next, couple decades. If we literally continue to do the same thing for, like, the next, like, 30 years, as we are doing right now, yeah, in that next 100 years, it's, cooked, goose cooked. But I don't necessarily think, like, at that point in the next 30 years, like, these different governments, ours included, are just not going to be doing anything. What's it going to unite our world? Our feckless leaders have proven that. Well, yeah. That's why I think it takes a lot of the youth and a lot of the, up-and-coming generations to really kind of change that. And the thing is, a lot of them are realistic, but also a lot of them are very idealistic. Some of them are both. I tend to kind of think I'm both. But there's a lot of them out there, especially the very idealistic ones, that really do push, to try to kind of see, kind of a more of a future world, that is not just better for them, but for everyone besides. And, like, I mean, a lot of the different, people that, like, these environmental activists in Europe and the UK, for example, like, I mean, honestly, I kind of respect a lot of them, because they're going out of the way to do a lot of different practices and shit that you don't really necessarily see in the US, like with America, when it comes to shit. I mean, so it's just like, I mean, it's just, I can at least respect that. And a lot of them do go out of the way to do some, pretty radical shit sometimes. I mean, because a lot of them give a fuck. I mean, sure, a lot of them are very idealistic, but, nonetheless, they look at the reality of their situation, and, they can only do what they can. And that's what they do. I mean, and I'm just, and I think, personally, I'm just like one of those guys. I just kind of see it, as more realistic, in a sense that, like, obviously even in the short-term future, a lot of the things that I definitely, especially when it comes to my idealism and altruism, like, I, always, essentially, advocate for that type of stuff, even though I recognize it's not going to happen anytime soon. But that's not the point. Like, it's, the idea that I want to see humanity get to that point at some point. It doesn't have to be my fucking lifetime. I just want to help, point it towards that direction. Even if my fucking little influence is small. That, or big, or whatever. That's not, that, it doesn't matter. Because I ain't the only voice that's wanting that either. Insurance transfer, so never unite fascism. Wait, wait, who? What? So we need education based on brother, man. We need to see ourselves against the universe wants to. Well, the universe doesn't want us. Okay, that's the problem right there after that. The universe doesn't give a fuck about humanity one way or the other. The universe is the universe. I mean, the universe is what it is. Like, it doesn't recognize us in any way outside of the fact that we're just a byproduct of it. Like, I mean, the universe doesn't want us dead. It's just there. It's just, we just exist in it. We need to talk this out. I can't just get on Disco Carl on stream unless you want to do a stream. Time being misunderstood. I mean, I just, I'm saying, like, one specific little point. I mean, I don't know if Rip is or not. I'm just kind of, saying my own thing about this. I mean, to be fair, I've been missing some of his chats. I mean, I read one, I looked back up to go read another, and then, whatever. Okay, whatever. Here, hold on. Is there something else I missed? I got that. But really? Okay. Seriously? Alright, really? Okay. I feel like I'm not the one that you should be calling, though. I feel like Rip should be the one, maybe. I'm just saying. Give me a few. Well, alright, I'm just saying, but I feel like I'm not necessarily the one that I should be like, because I feel like you and I are a little bit more on the same page than, you know, I am with Rip, but I also am see, like I said, I'm realistic and also idealistic. Like, I mean, I also, you know, like, see the realistic, you know, elements of what we need to do now, which includes, like, you know, what was the same from earlier? Yeah. I need you to be distracted by this. What is this? What do we got? What we got going on here? Anxiety bed? Why? And why is it raining? Dude, like, you're gonna get all wet and shit, bro. Fuck that. Hell no, dude. Dude, that would fill up with water, wouldn't it? Dude, this literally would fill up with fucking water. Oh my god, no. Name one way a middle-class average white person dies. This. What if I have to pee? Well, oh my god, why is there a road down there? Wait, so people could just, like, look up and see you just chilling up there? It's encased? Okay, well, if it's encased, then how do you get in? Is it just there as decorative? Going for a nice swim. A midnight dive. The midnight dive, huh? Probably an opening. I mean, is it like, you know, attached to like a cave? Oh wait, hold on, maybe it is. Is it? I wish I could pause it, but I can't. I can't even tell. Oh wait, I think it's like an elevator. So wait, I think it's like attached to like some sort of an elevator. So I think it like, I think it lifts up. Does that mean you have control so you can, like, you know, lift it into whichever... So that means, yeah, you probably have to, like... Oh my god. Sound lame. See, like, that just sounds lame. So, you know what, like, honestly, if they want to be cool, why not build a hotel in the side of the fucking mountain? So the windows are, like, on the edge of the, like... You know, fucking cliffside and stuff. You know? Why not that? I mean, it would be bougie, but hey, I mean, it'd still be cool. Make sure our conversation isn't innocent related so I don't get banned for showing it. I don't know how to make it. Dude! Sick off! So what am I doing on Discord? Oh, I'm just checking. I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure you're safe. Yeah, it's just literally being like... It's me that... When I sent that feminism meme... And all that other shit. Oh, you sent me horsies? Oh my goodness, there's horsies. Oh my goodness, when did you send me these? They're so cute. Jojo, look at this big boy. Look at this derp. Look at him. Oh my, look at that big fucking derp. Look at this derp boy. He's a goddamn derp. When you were drunk. Oh, was that when I came back from Duffy's? I had a lot of fun that night. It was a fun night. The original, hey, my name is Winnie Pooh, and welcome, jackass! Hell yeah, dude. Did you realize that the good little pub of Daptis, it had fucking karaoke weekends. And honestly, those karaoke weekends are fucking amazing. Because they actually just pull shit up from YouTube directly. And and that's way better than the one that I go to usually that's right around the corner from me. Because they have like some preset list thing and it's not from YouTube. And I'm just like, damn. Makes me sad. But, because at least with, fucking, whatchamacallit, fucking, at the other bar, like, they just pulled up from YouTube, and this is like, yeah, I can do the ones I can do, or I've done over here. The rotation of Earth Falls coming soon. I've already started seeing Halloween candy displays that just got shipped in tonight, by the way. Sick fan me strokes soon step outside. Oh, I feel you on that, dude. Today being a little cooler, honestly, was just so much better. Are you ready? Okay, well, here. You know what? Gotta at least, do something to fucking, like, make this a bang. But here, I'm gonna take this real quick. Hey, pop, pop. So see that door open. OBS wants to update. OBS wants an update? Damn. Rip. Managed to finish my latest cosmic horror story just in nick of time. One of the concept of Eldritch Monster torturing people out of love. Whoa. Hey, Dukes. Sass will feast on the body of Christ. It's graphic. Aww. It's a mama kitty for little kittens. Damn. Mama kitty is just passed the fuck out. In weird bliss mode too, just like, yeah. Hey! Bruh! Why? Why you do that? You jerk. What a jerk. He's gonna do it again, I already know it. I can feel it building up in him. Nah. I've not. If they did something similar, my sword, they're lying. The worm in waiting. Whoa, dude. The worm in waiting. What? Oh my god, don't be doing that. You want here? You want pork bun? Here, take your damn pork bun, bruh. Come get these buns.
Oh, food involved. Okay, now get out of the way.
Whoa! Hey, chill. Boy got no chill.
Somebody wanting a treat?
Yes. Gotta give me a paw. Ah! Ah! Whoa, goddamn. Fucking give me the fucking iron grip. My lord. Well, I mean, wasn't no idea. Like, I mean, we kind of, what were we even gonna talk about? I kind of forgot at this point. You've been blessed by the chonk. We have been blessed by chonk. Oh my god, it is truly a blessed chonk. Oh my god, look at that fat ass. Look at that fat ass in his little face, dude. Look at that little fat turd. Oh my lord. Bagels versus donuts. Bagel versus donuts. Just talk about things. Well, I guess we could just, I mean, at this point, just do it here, I suppose. Down. I mean, I have to, like, you know, like, wrap shit over here and all this other stuff and being around, man, God. Yeah. Well, jeez. Sometimes, dude, I feel like I don't misunderstand you, or at least try not to. And honestly, you know, Rip also misunderstands me sometimes, and him and I also, like, have one-on-one conversations and shit. So it's just like, so he's, you know, can be a weirdo like that. He's just like he's literally a computer brain, okay? Like, I mean, this is kind of how he is. Like, don't think, you know, you're misunderstood, you know, from me or anything. Some things do get lost in context. I mean, that is true, yeah. I mean, I will admit, there's every now and then I'll be like, huh, but it's just more because I just need an elaboration. But just, an elaboration is not necessarily misunderstanding. It just means that, you know, I just need a little bit more information or just, like, extra context or something. You know what I mean? You know, like, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, well, I just misunderstand you, so, I mean, that's why usually I try to be like, wait, huh? Elaboration? You know, usually I'll be like that sometimes just because I want to make sure I don't misunderstand what you're saying. Well, for this trouble booting this bitch up stock. Alright, well, you know what? This is gonna have to grant me a karaoke here then. You know, if that's the case, I'm gonna actually wait on that fucking bowl then. You'll have to grant me that. I'll even karaoke if you want me to. Even you? Okay. I probably won't be able to do it on your stream, but I'll do it over here. I'll do one if you at least do one. By the way, I felt stupid today. I held the gate open for some people and they used another one. I thought would close by the time they got it. They're gonna think about it all week. Remember the guy who held the gate? What a dumbass. I'm like, no! Oh no! Dude, I've done that a few times, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Ugh. I've actually done that, like, for, like, a lot of times for coworkers in the break room, that will be, like, either right next to the door, like, either on the inside or the outside, and I'll hold it open, and they'll be like, oh, we're not going through or anything, and I'm just like, well, then why are you standing next to the fucking door? It's just like, what the fuck? Like, they'll walk up to it, stand there for a second, I'll open the door, and I'll hold it open, and I'll be like, hi, what the hell? I held the door open for a hot goth girl trying to impress her own, get death stared by her husband. Oof. Karaoke, you can not hurry up. Alright, fine, Jesus. I had to pull shit up. Goddamn. You better be blessing your Lord. The true Lord. It's not God, by the way. I had to pick a fun one. I'm drowning in a sea of desperation. And I sing a prayer to my Lord. Away from hope and the system bullshit. And I sing a prayer to my Lord. And I pray, yes I pray to my Lord. I was down on my knees, permafrost on my feet. I was begging in tears, my holy Lord, hold him. Golden Viking friendly slayer of the giants, for the plunder and the rape we sing to you, hallelujah. The chopping of the heads we praise to Odin our Lord. Hallelujah. The middle of the house of the show, you'll sing it all. We don't know where they are. Oh, hallelujah. Charlie does it, Charlie does it. Holding on here at home, holding on here home. Hear my voice, this is Odin calling you. Times have changed, I'm a gentle god. No more war, just design of furniture, master of IKEA. Just like Jesus, I'm a carpenter, forging shells of a hammer with gold. Glory and potter in the pernibus in nominee IKEA. For the benediction in keeping peace in me, revive, hallelujah. For the wooden second to none. I fucking love this song so much. The one you want isn't on YouTube? Oh no! Our Father Odin, who art thou out in the IKEA, we understood your message, and we're here to worship your creation. Please listen to our prayer. Everybody, so all together. Pray for the comfort. Come on! Pray for your kitchen! With a big heart for the living room! Make furniture great again! I love that one. Lisa Gray is better than Sasha Gray! Hallelujah! 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 Gloria! Let us praise you only now, Lord. Let us praise you only now, Lord. Let us praise you only now, Lord. Yeah, I got a little poof, coming here for a little quick cameo. The one you want isn't on YouTube. Which one? What do you want to look for? Maybe I could find it for you. If that's the case, then I could just link it to you. What's called? Plus, if you want, I could probably find an easy one for you to do. So I guess it's going to either be Chevelle or BB. Well, what's the specific one that you want to find? Because maybe I could potentially find it. Who knows? I could probably find it. Just saying. Trying to find jars. By Chevelle? Jars by Chevelle? Because it's literally the first result right here. It's literally right here. See? Yeah, see? Yeah, it's right here. Dude, I literally found it the first result. You couldn't find it, and here I just found it for you. I mean, there you go. Boom. Just found it for you. There you go. Now you don't got an excuse. I'll literally share it with you, bitch. Star set, but no one wants to upload those karaoke's. Oh, star set? Hold on. I found one. Right there. See? Oh, another one. Right, same guy. Oh, carnivore. Dude, I literally found 3 star set karaoke's for you, dude. 4! 5! It's all by the same dude. Dude, this guy's uploading all sorts of star set karaoke's on here, dude. Bruh. Yeah, there you go. See? There's already like a shitload right there. You got at least like what? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, At least 8 right off the bat. You got 8 to choose from. The specific song I want. Well, they got all these other ones. You want me to just, like, do one of these right off the bat and just, like, flex out of nowhere? Which one should I do? The rest are hard, Lamau. Is there any I recognize? I think I might have heard Halo before. I think he sent me Halo once. I will admit, if I do any of these, it's going to be off the cuff. So I'm going to have to, you know, hold on. Let me at least listen, you know what, here. I kind of recognize Halo, but let me look that up and then listen to it just for a second. And I can at least kind of get a general idea about the song from there. We'll just kind of skip ahead a little bit here and let's... Okay, that was a little louder than I expected because yeah, okay. Okay, I could kind of see how I could work with that. I mean, there's a lot of production shit going on with that right there, but I mean, I could do it, but it's definitely got a production value to the vocals. Medema's the most famous. Well, this one right here. Well, here, let me listen to this one, because I can see how I could do the other one, but let me see how this one sounds. Whoa. I might want to check the music video out, too. Here, let me just do that. Just because I'm just here for the song. Okay, that's the chorus. Do my damn. Okay. I could probably do this one. It would be an octave lower. I could do this octave down. Nikola Tesla. Huh. Yeah, I probably could honestly do this song like an octave down. Here, let me listen to more of it. Yeah, I probably could. Yeah, you know, I could, if I do this an octave down, I probably could actually do it. Want me to say fucking try it? I mean, because, I mean, one or the other, well, either that or Halo, like, I could probably at least, you know, maybe at least kind of wing it enough. Go ahead, man. Just kind of co-opted into, like, one of your karaoke's that you were initially going to do. Now I'm doing 2 of them. I feel like, well, you know what, I will at least, you know, do a little call out for you too, a little bit. I mean, but there. Well, we have to at least kind of, you know, wrap it up with a little pop and a bang. Oh, what the fuck? A random fly just like flew right between me. That was not cool. I'll do Trials, which is a song I don't know. There we go. Here. Is there like vocals right off the bat, or do I at least... Oh fuck, it's like right off the bat, shit. Okay. Alright. I was gonna take a hit, but you know what? We'll do it afterwards here. Okay. It's gonna be winged. I mean, it probably will start rough. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat, but I mean, it might at least, you know, pick up a little bit after a while. Mayday, mayday, the ship is slowly sinking. They think I'm crazy, but they don't know the feeling. They're all around me, circling like vultures. They wanna break me and wash me away the colors. Wash away my colors. Take me high and I will sing. Oh, you'll make everything okay. Okay, 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 okay. We're the one and the same. Oh, you take all of the pain away, away, away. Save me if I might become my demons. Okay, you know what? Actually, I'm not doing too bad. I cannot stop this sickness from taking over. It takes control and drags me into nowhere. I need your help. I can't fight this forever. I know you're watching. I can feel you out there. Take me high. Now I'll sing. Oh, you can make everything okay. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. We are the one and the same. Oh, you take all of the pain away, away, away. Save me if I become my demons. Then take me over the walls below and fly forever. And don't let me go. I need a savior to heal my pain when I become my worst enemy. The enemy. Stick on it. I kind of am doing a little bit of like a raspy kind of take to it. I mean, also his vocals are produced. Like, I'm just kind of doing it raw. So I kind of have to kind of take my own produce, you know, embellishment. Take me high and I will sing. You make everything okay. Ooh, we are one and the same. You take all the pain away. Take me high and I will sing. Oh, you make everything okay. Okay, okay. Oh, we are the one and the same. Oh, you take all of the pain away, away, away. Save me if I become my demons. Oh, my demons. Hey, my demons. Oh, my demons. Oh, my demons. Save me if I become my demons. I listened to a lot of this older band downplay. It's a lot more raw than Starset, but I like both for different reasons. Well, hey, well, there you go. I mean, well, I will admit, at least, you know, for just winging it, it didn't really do too bad. I've actually have been getting my, like, kind of vocals more proficient lately. I'll admit that this marijuana strain, though, I've been doing is not fucking helping. Alrighty? Oh, yeah, here, let me do a little hit. Rose, I think you might have to maybe go check out over at Venom's side of things, because he's probably going to be doing his little bigaboo, doing his thing. Then we'll check out the memes and all the sorts of other galore over there, too. Yeah, I've been meaning to want to react to some random news and stuff, so you know what? We'll just check out some shit. Just on Venom's side of things. I actually do have shit I can leak you. There's a few things I was going to look at, but we can check it out. You'll let me handle it? Okay. Fine. I see how it is. I see how that shit is. But anyway, I'll be over on Venom's side of things, so probably won't be back on at least for tonight, but you know, I'll be on for the morning. I think it's just more interesting to me. I mean, all you gotta do is just put yourself out there and just make your opinion known about shit a little bit. I mean, people recognize you and shit. Honestly, like, you know, before I at least, you know, end this real quick, like, I mean, one thing that I've done is, like, the different things, like, the little events that I go to and shit. Like, with, like, Pedalpalooza, some of the bike rides I went to. I've just uploaded some random shorts of that. Like, there was a random ass, like, hailstorm. I uploaded a little bit of that. You know, and, like, I mean, here's my shorts. I mean, look at these two. Like, I have a furry one right here. The furry flying into oblivion, which has, like, 1.K2 views. Fly! And then this.
Holy
Mixed Scrimleys, dude. Haven't seen a hail this large. Whoa. But those both, like, have, like, over 1,000 plus views. Like, the shorts algorithm does kind of boost your shit. So, if you upload YouTube shorts, you know, like, even if it's just, like, quick little clips, just do that. Like, honestly, like, it will boost your shit. I don't upload shorts often, obviously, as you can tell. I do pretty sporadically, but nonetheless, they do kind of get a pretty decent bump in views. Not all of them. One of them had, like, 5 views or something, but a lot of them at least had a couple hundred views or 100 plus views, or even those, like, 1,000 plus views and shit. But, yeah, just saying, though. Let's snip those shorts like cocaine! Cocaine! Anyway. Alright, gonna go over to your stream now, Venom. Start your shit. Because I'll be over there. In a little hooch. In a little hoot nanny. All that stuff. So, anyway. At least for this side of things, you know, we'll piece it out. But if you want to see me continue to be a weird little delinquent, I'll be on Venom's stream. So,